Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be taking a look here at the Super Hellcat. And throughout this video, sorry if you hear some noise, that's just some stuff going on outside, nothing to worry about, but just sorry if you hear some of that background noise. But getting into the tank here, the Super Hellcat is basically just a Hellcat moved up a tier to tier 7 with buffed stats. Now, we're going to be going over the statistics in this video and saying my thoughts on the tank and if it is going to be worth it or not. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So yeah, Super Hellcat, of course, is a tier 7 premium tank, a tank destroyer that is in World of Tanks PC, and I can't remember if it's good in World of Tanks PC. I'm not sure. I don't really, keep up with too much stuff in World of Tanks PC, but it has 1100 HP, it has a DPM of 2764, penetration of 182, 225 alpha damage, and has a reload time of 4.88 seconds. Base aim time of the tank is 1.72 seconds and a 0.326 dispersion. As well, the tank is sitting at 9 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 65 kilometers an hour. So going over all those stats, to be honest, I was expecting a little bit bigger of a buff for the Super Hellcat. Of course, at tier 6, the Hellcat is an absolutely amazing tank, but when you're at tier 7 and you're facing those tier 8s, yeah, I was expecting quite a big buff, because of course, if this is facing tier 6s, it's going to have an easy time. It will be very effective with pretty nice DPM. 4.88 seconds of reload is pretty good. I mean, that gives you around 2700 DPM. I think they could have maybe lowered it maybe a little more, but the problem lies with the penetration. Only 182 millimeters. You're going to really be struggling to pin some of those heavily armored tier 8 opponents. Of course, you do have 243 millimeters on your premium of penetration, but of course that brings your DPM down a lot, and you don't want to just be spamming premium all the time. And it's not like, insane penetration. It's 243. It's decent. It's enough to cut through, some tanks. The penetration, of course, on your HE, it's only 45. It's not really going to be the most useful. But yeah, in general, the gun, I honestly thought would have a little bit of a bigger buff, because as well, you aren't really the most accurate. Only 0.326 dispersion on the tank. I was expecting maybe, maybe like 0.31 or, 0.300, around there maybe. A little bit better dispersion of the tank. It does, of course, still have very nice gun depression and a very nice forward speed. But the problem lies also with not having any armor at tier 7. As you can see, literally zero armor. Even the gun mantle, it has like no armor. I mean, even at a nice angle like this, zero armor. There is zero armor on this tank. It has absolutely no armor. 27 millimeters of armor. As you can see, absolutely nothing. Now, this right here, not sure what this is about here. Kind of looks like they're having on some underwear or something right there. 127 millimeters. Basically, you just can't HEI. It's still completely easily pinnable. And unless they're at like an angle like this and you shoot the very rear of the tank right there, it's completely pinnable in every spot. The front, HEable by pretty much every tank out there. So of course your armor profile is absolutely horrific on this tank, but you do have that very nice mobility, which essentially makes this a light tank. And what is one thing that light tanks generally have? Accuracy. And this tank really doesn't have too much accuracy. I would say the DPM is nice, though, on the gun. It could be maybe a little more for tier 7, 4.88 seconds, maybe like a 4.7 second reload, but I think there's not too much to complain about on that. So in general, overall, the tank, I'm not sure how it's going to perform. To be honest, I don't have an idea of how it's going to perform. There's only one opinion I've seen on the tank, and they thought it was competitive. So that wasn't even talking to me. I just saw one comment saying that they thought it was competitive when they saw in battle. When I saw in battle, it seemed decent. I really didn't see it have too much action, but it seemed decent. So my feel for this tank is it's just going to be okay. I don't think it will be super. I think it will just be okay. It will just be an okay Hellcat, not the Super Hellcat, which of course it's supposed to be super, but I think it might get a few buffs. I'm not sure. Give me your thoughts on this tank down below, but to me, it seems decent. It doesn't seem anything insane, but it doesn't seem horrible either. I think maybe they could buff a little bit of the penetration on this tank, maybe a little bit of a reload buff, but then again, like I said, the DPM isn't like absolutely horrific. It is, comparable to something like an E25 though, which, is a similar tank. It has no armor and it's fast. So maybe it could use a DPM buff as well, and then probably maybe a little bit of an accuracy buff. So we'll have to see how Wargaming is going to, if they are going to, balance this tank. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.